Hello, you guys. This is a bit of an impromptu video. Sorry, I just came from teaching yoga. I am not like physically or mentally prepared for this video, but I was called to do it. It's going to be a little bit lower quality because, like I said, it was very impromptu. I'm just recording off my phone. So I know like a couple videos ago, I said that I would channel again when I was feeling called, and the call has come. So that is why I'm just like, okay, I got the message, just record the video, channel. It was from one of my spirit guides who felt there was a very strong need for me to relay this message to the channel and those who come across it. So here I am doing that, being the voice for spirit. And right, so I just like wrote down some notes real quick because when she was like giving this all to me, but her message to us all, myself included, of course, is about people forcing connection. Of course, I'd be the one to give this message. But yeah, people forcing connection, people forcing, well, pushing their intuition, trying to see into things. But specifically, I don't know why, I was shown a lot of people trying to meditate very forcefully by staring at candle flames. Don't know why I got that, but if you're doing that, please don't push yourself into staring and burning your corneas into a candle flame. You don't need to force. You don't need to try and push to receive, because insight will come to you without you having to push, without you having to force yourself to get into a state to receive it. You're going to receive the intuitive nudges that you have been asking for. You will receive them. You're always going to receive them. And pushing yourself to try and get them at the time that you want them isn't going to get you results. Forcing yourself to try and like meditate every single day, every single, on the hour, every hour, anything like that, to try and be like, well, what if I get something now? Well, what if I get something now? It's not always going to lead you to the answers that you want. It's probably not going to lead you to anything but frustration, doubt, and apathy. Because when you set that expectation, like, I'm going to sit down and this time I'm really going to get something, and you don't get it, you're just going to be like, well, throw your hands up in the air, like, oh, I'm so done with this. I'm so tired. Like, I'm just not getting. You're not going to walk away from it feeling at peace. And that's really, for me especially, like whenever I know I've had a good meditation or a good connection or a reading or anything like that, when I can walk away feeling like I'm at peace or satisfied or maybe even positive, relieved, maybe even relieved. And I know what it's like to want that connection, and I know what it's like to want to feel like your prayers are being heard. And for some of us, maybe even feel a little abandoned if you're not getting the signs you usually get, or getting, hearing things in meditation that you usually hear, or seeing your visions, or maybe you're just not even feeling as creative as you normally do. It could be something as simple as that. Or maybe feeling blocked in one way or another. Anyways, it's starting to get redundant. Essentially what I want to say is, like, I know that many rely on their spiritual practice for a lot of things, love, connection, insight, energy, and most of all, like a sense of routine. And really, like, the message that I was feeling called to relate today is take a breath and, like, I want to say take a break. And I feel this like emotional energy coming up when I say take a break, because I know a lot of people are so attached to their practice. And it's like, this practice defines me. Who am I if I'm not doing this? In whatever way that looks like for you, obviously. And, the practice doesn't define you. And something that I kept seeing was like crystals and candles and cards and all these things, and being attached to them and being like, well, you know, it's all these things make up my ritual or something like that. And I keep getting waved back to all those objects. They're just things. They're not what define the magic. The magic is you. The magic is you. So just because you step away from what your spiritual practice might normally look like doesn't mean that your spiritual practice ends there. You know, by taking a break, maybe you try out new things. And the little, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but basically like the little hitch there is try new things where you're not trying to pursue spirituality. And maybe that might be triggering for some, I don't know. I'm not here trying to tell you like stop your spiritual practice, that's wrong, blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying if this is resonating for you and you feel like you've been pushing and you're just not getting anything out of it, take a break. And I feel like my guides here are like really telling me like, that's literally the message. Take a break. Oh my gosh. If you go fishing in the same spot every day and the fish are all gone, like suddenly the fish stop coming, you know, and you still keep going out to the same spot to try and get the fish, and the fish literally aren't there day after day after day, and you're just getting frustrated because you keep going to the same spot expecting the fish to be there and they're not there. Take a break. Go somewhere else. Do something different. Maybe go to the river instead. I don't know. Like, go try something new. You know, it's like, that was a really weird metaphor, but maybe I've got some fishers in here. But yeah, you know, it's... okay, well, now I feel her like coming down, and now this is less about like the notes that I took earlier and now actually about me channeling like what she's saying, so it's going to slow down a little bit. But it's about coming back to, I want to say the basics, but more so about like yourself. It's coming back to the simple things. It's coming back to yourself. You know, like maybe even unconsciously, sometimes you attach so much importance to a practice and you get tunnel vision with it. And there's so much more around you for you to experience. And this is really what I want to say. And I feel like this is probably the message too. And I'm holding back because I'm kind of scared to say it. But it's like doing these like typical like new age spiritual practices, or maybe even not even that, doing like your the same spiritual practice like all the time. Like maybe you read cards every night at 7 p.m. for yourself. Maybe you pull a card or something like that. And that's just like one facet of life. That's one experience of life. There's like, sorry, I had to get in the zone. Basically, really what I feel the message here to be is there's more to experience. There's more to do. And there's a lot of experiences to have in this earthly life that don't necessarily have to do with anything like woo-woo. You know, some really great experiences on this earth have absolutely nothing to do with anything typically spiritual, like a cacao ceremony or a tarot reading, or I don't know, like a little manifestation, like burning a bay leaf kind of ritual, something like that. Like, I feel also a lot of people just don't really see the value in these kind of normal, everyday, mundane, or like 3D world type of experiences, because maybe you feel like, oh, people, maybe you have something against like shallow people, or sorry, that came out wrong, not shallow people, but maybe you project that other people can't go as deep as you can, and you haven't even gotten to know them. And maybe you're like, no, that experience isn't for me, but you haven't even really tried it before. You haven't even really put yourself out there and experienced it as who you are now. Maybe you experienced it a long time ago and you're like, no, not for me, but have you tried it as the person you are now? Have you tried it with a different perspective? Have you maybe even tried something new? Or rather, have you thought about trying something new and seeing if you like it? I feel like she's bringing forward that a lot of people just need to reconsider their possibilities. Maybe even more so, and I feel like she's leaning me towards stance. Reconsider your stance a little bit. You know, the beautiful thing about this life is that you don't have to do the same thing every day. You don't have to. You always have the beautiful gift of a choice to switch things up. And more often than not, when you switch things up, that's how you get the energy flowing again. But be mindful that you're not switching things up because, you know, if I do this, if I do A, then I'm going to get my answers. Then I'm going to get my spiritual connection back. Be mindful that you're not falling into that little pit, because you want to be living life because you are enjoying it and not because you're trying to achieve one particular goal. Okay, anything else? Sorry, I have no idea how I'm going to edit this video, because I like take little pauses to kind of like tune in, and then I'm gonna edit them. Anyways, okay, anything else? No, that's it. That was the message. Okay, well, I hope somebody out there gets something from this. If anybody aside from me gets something from this, please let me know in the comments down below. Every time I do this kind of work, I'm just really grateful for this amazing gift, and especially now that it's come back around, because y'all know I was in that place of disconnection just a few months ago, and now that it's back, like, I feel so grateful for it. And yeah, I don't look at it the same way. I don't look at it the same way that I used to, in the best way possible. Like, it was just a massive blessing to be disconnected for so long and actually finally like put myself back out into living my life and doing like all sorts of crazy adventures and stuff like that. So yeah, just a little tidbit. I still have a few spots open for intuitive readings on my website, and I am now open for mediumship readings, as well as private yoga lessons and Reiki. So if you feel called, check out my website. Other than that, I will see you in the next one, whether it be impromptu, I guess I'm going to be doing that now, or planned. Yeah, take care, everyone. Bye.